So, hello, lovely people spreading all over the world. So, here we are again. And at first, what I want to tell you is this podcast is for you. We deliver you the most golden nuggets you get out of it. And it's your turn to get it out, to seek it, and to find it. And maybe take a sheet of paper and take notes, because there are so many things inside of it that you have a good time, change your life, transform it. And yeah, the topic today is how you could leave your comfort zone. And I don't know if you know about these things. You want to make a new thing, you're searching for a new job, or you want to make more money, or you live in a relationship, or you're searching a new partner, whatever. And what you are notice is there's coming such a thing of fear. It's coming maybe out of your back, and tell yourself, no, don't do this. You don't know what will happen there. So I think everybody of us knew these feelings, and it's our topic today. We want to talk about it, how we overcome somehow this fear, or this not knowing where the path gets us. And yeah, we invite you, and don't forget to subscribe, because every week we have this wonderful podcast. And if you stay with us, then you can transform your life in such a whole fantastic way. So we will go on. So guys, who's next?
Hi, Michaela. I didn't
So
hear your
excited.
news today. You told us you're very excited. You're going to share it with us, and I'm like dying to hear it after the podcast. But this is an amazing topic, because I've personally, it's something that I've personally went through it. I call it the wall of fear, or Bob Proctor calls it terror barrier. So if you've experienced it firsthand, you know what it means. Let me just explain the feeling so that our viewers and our audience understand what we're talking about. And basically, when you find yourself facing the wall of fear, the feeling more or less is like you are stuck in a room, all black. You turn left, you see a wall. You turn right, you see a wall. You turn everywhere and you see a wall, and you don't know where is the door out of this trap or black hole. And this is the feeling when you are stretched to get out of your comfort zone, when you have two opposing things that you want and they are colliding. There are so many reasons why we may face the wall of fear, but knowing that on the other side of the wall is your freedom, and breaking that wall, which means getting out of your comfort zone, it's a process, but it exists. It exists, but it's a process. I just wanted to give a picture of the feeling, how it feels when you are hitting that wall of fear. I think you guys can explain it too, how more or less what it means.
Yeah, for me, it's definitely something I notice in my body. And sometimes it feels like I can't escape myself. It's just I'm coming up against myself, and there's this tension and this frustration, and, and, you know, and I notice myself. Like I start noticing the thoughts I'm having in addition to how my body is feeling. And the thoughts that I'm having are usually related to something that happened to me in the past that's no longer true. So now that I have the awareness of that, instead of just replaying the story over and over, it gives me the freedom and leverage to create a new possibility for myself. Am I going to let this story of my past recreate itself again and again, because that was what was happening when I didn't have the awareness of what was creating my reality? Or am I going to make a new choice in this moment right now and really take note of what's going on right now? So I ask myself questions like, is this really true? Is this true right now? And most of the time it isn't. Most of the time it's just an old experience that's being activated to keep me safe, right? So a lot of times we are scared. This fear that comes up, it's a survival mechanism. It's to protect us, but it's not protecting us from anything imminent. It's protecting us from our own past experiences and our own future worries, things that aren't really true in the moment. They're not happening now. And so then that gives me the power to make different choices. And so I felt myself recently coming up against myself in not a huge way, but in a way where I wanted to open myself up more and open my heart and be more open and vulnerable and connected. And I felt that starting to rise up within me. And I knew right then that what I wanted was more powerful than the fear of staying in the same place. So staying in the same place wasn't going to get me to where I wanted to go. And so I just, I utilize so many vibrational tools in my life that I share with you guys all the time. And I was able to shift that awareness and that consciousness and that feeling pretty quickly. And man, it feels good to be in my body now. So, so you're right, Arlette. On the other side of that is freedom and some juicy goodness.
Yeah, it's so nice, Brie, what you were telling, because I catch up the golden nugget because I am, yeah, relaxation trainer and conscious coach. So it's all coming about the consciousness, about the now. So when you recognize this fear, you are maybe in the future or you may be in the past, but you're not right now where you are. So your mind takes you on a journey, what may happen maybe, or what what expectations you have. So, and like you said, to ask yourself questions, it's a great tool to get yourself even out of this. And our conscious mind wants us, or our centrum of fear in the brain wants us to take us safe. So in the place where we are, maybe we are safe right now because nothing is happening here. But you take yourself away from new ways. So because you don't know what will happen there, because you not have made you weren't there before, so this is somehow new. So your body, even your mind and your past didn't know what's coming there. So that's what causes the fear of held you back and let you stay safe. So but if you really want to go somewhere, even a new relationship or a new job or whatever, so you maybe find a way to love this feeling of excitement or this new path. Maybe you can make it like a picture of going on a journey to a place where you never were before, and maybe you have this excitement of, oh, what will happen there? And maybe you have this joy and this fun to find out what are the places you visit there and the people you will meet there. So maybe you can take a picture for yourself to make it easier to go on this path. And what really helps is this playful thing of it's every time it's now, to remind yourself it's now, I am safe. You can also play with affirmations. I am safe right now, I am safe. And so that's the tools I'm using. And maybe you have also tools you are using, Arlette.
Yes, the tools that I'm using were also from personal experience that I didn't know about. But what really saved me and what I really try to help my clients with is that to expand their knowledge regarding thoughts, the impact of negative thoughts, how to manage our thoughts, because everything starts from our thoughts. And the second thing that there are three things basically. The first is the impact of our negative thoughts. The way I explain to them is that when we're not feeling well, and when our well-being is down, when our psychology is down, everything is wrong. We're triggered with everything. We see everything in a negative light, because we lost the connection with ourselves and we lost this positivity. We see everything wrong. So managing your thoughts, being aware of your inner dialogue is very important. And it's also what you said, bringing your thoughts back to the present moment. The other thing that I talk to them about, and I tell them, okay, I know that you have this issue, and I know that you have this problem, but you feel at the moment that you have no control over it. You don't know how to get what you want. You don't know how you're going to proceed. So you feel that you are not in control of it. So just release the expectation. Just release it. Don't have any expectation, and have your focus on what you want. It doesn't matter how you're going to get it, because that's not important, because right now your mindset is towards the direction of I don't know how. So when you spend too much of your energy on your time on problems and not knowing how to get what you want, that's all you're attracting, and that's all your mind is giving you. Leave on the side what you really don't want in your life, because that already you know perfectly well, and just focus on what you really want. Just that. You don't need to know how you're going to get it. You don't need to know what is the process. You don't need to know anything. Basically, you just need to focus on what you really want in your life. Just focus on that, and gradually, it's like a habit. The more you focus on that, like what you really want, and then you see that slowly your mind is opening, your heart is opening, and slowly you're moving towards breaking that wall of fear, that wall of barrier, and slowly your mind starts giving you information, opportunities, things to do it. Things start shifting. The reason things start shifting, because you chose to let go of the control. You chose to let go of what to focus on, and you're focusing on what you really want, and automatically you started feeling better, and things start changing and shifts start happening. It's like a miracle. It's like an inborn kit that we have. But if you don't know this information, you end up in anxiety, you end up in depression, you end up in all the wrong directions in your life. So that's why it's important. Knowledge is what really saves us at the end of the day.
Amazing, Arlette. That sounds so great. Yeah, thank you for that. And what I'm taking out of this is somehow also to trust somehow yourself, and to believe in the process, and give yourself the time. That was the most important thing I think I take out of your descriptions, because somehow we want to go as fast as possible on to the point we want to go, and we didn't take our time. So, and what I also for myself do is I take a coach, or I take help. There are so many people there outside. They are great, they're amazing. You can find one coach or one mentor or teacher or whatever that helps you, that stays on your side, and maybe getting you out of your where you are with your thoughts and your feelings, and maybe friends. But yeah, and that's a great, that has so much great tools. So Bree, what do you want to say?
It's so funny because this morning I was reading all about fear and ways that, energetically we can help, transform that for ourselves. And from a Chinese medicine perspective, fear is the emotion of the kidney energy, and the kidney element is water. And so just think about how we're kind of drowning within ourselves, and we're not able to hear clearly, we're not able to see clearly, we're not able to think clearly when we feel overwhelmed and submerged. And ways that we can start to remediate that for ourselves. And so one of the things that I was reading about this morning is just every morning, just write them down so you can see them, and you have to look at that, and then you can start to kind of tease that out from yourself. Me personally, I, I do a lot of that inner dialogue. I talk to that part of myself that feels that way. And usually it's an earlier aspect of self, like myself as a 3-year-old, myself as, a 5-year-old, that part of me that is doing all she can to feel safe in the body. So usually it's something that happens very early on that's still at play. And so when I'm able to gently parent myself and love myself and be there for myself and commit to myself and let that part of myself know that I am there for you. I'm going to give you everything that you just told me you needed, and I am here for you. I'm present for you. I'm not leaving you. I'm listening to you. I'm embracing you. I'm loving you. It just dissolves everything. And I also feel it in my body. It's like, oh God, I'm feeling this undercurrent of fear and it's making my nervous system all activated. Okay, I do the dialogue and then I ask myself, well, like you said, what do I want to feel? Both of you touched on that. What do I want to feel? And then I want to feel, liberated from that. I want to feel free. I don't want to be shackled to those old stories anymore. So, okay, great. What does that feel like? And just now, as I'm asking myself this question, I just see the sunshine. I just see, nature, this freedom of this scene of expanse and how it feeds me. And so I began to connect with either these scenes, these images, and this feeling, and I allow that to infuse my being until it's taken me out of that previous state. And I do this as often as I need until I don't need to do it at that moment. And then I was looking up a quote, one of my favorite quotes about fears from Krishnamurti, and I had to look it up because I didn't want to mess it up. He said, "One is never afraid of the unknown. One is afraid of the known coming to an end." I just,
Wow.
yeah,
Yeah, so true.
right? We're so used to identifying with ourselves as who we believe ourselves to
Yeah.
be, and our fear keeps us from being who we are actually designed to be. Yet we're in this struggle because we want to be that person. So we have to really let go of that old identity and start to embrace the divinity and light of who we are. So,
Amazing, amazing. So, guys, people outside there, viewers and listeners, I have three questions for you. So, ask yourself who you are when you are the person have everything you want. So, having the relationship, having this amount of money on your bank account, maybe have this job that fulfill yourself. Take your sheet of paper and write it down who you are then, how you are thinking, how you are feeling. So, and the second question is train yourself to be more. It's not a question, so it's an advice. While I'm speaking, I notice it. But take yourself out of the story. So get yourself back into the now. Every time is the now. You still can remember the past, but even you can change the past if you want to, and take your things going on, what you want to do next journey or whatever, but stay in the now while you are doing this, and stay there with your feelings and emotions and thoughts. Train yourself to have more positive thoughts, what you really want to go. So, and the third thing is, maybe you want to be with us the next week. Ask yourself, what do you get out of it the most, the biggest aha moments you have here today. So, and then write it down, and we will be so happy to see you next week in our next podcast. And yeah, we don't know the topic right now, but you will see. Have a great week. I wish you all the best and see you soon. Bye.
Bye bye.